Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Who would have expected a third map between Vexed and EnVyUs? I certainly didn't, but I still warned you that it's possible. Train being the upset. Vexed won 16-14 despite the comeback, the small comeback that EnVyUs pulled. They got 4 rounds in a row, but it wasn't enough. In the end, the Poles prevailed on the second map, so we will see Cobblestone come up. And it's gonna be a whole different story. I think EnVyUs has learned the lesson. They know that everyone needs to be on point to win this game today and qualify for the LAN finals of the Gameshow Global eSports Cup with $200,000 at stake. Teams like Astralis are waiting in there already. Flipside has qualified. CLG and Cloud9 from abroad, from America, are going to join the teams at the 4th February when we are going to kick off the LAN finals. We are still waiting for the 9th round, but the players are on the server, so let's show you what they are doing. They're not doing anything. At least not yet. We had the problem with the random fan joining the server again. They changed the password and they tried to figure the problem out. They're making fun of me. Yeah, everything's fine. They were actually waiting for me. What kind of bunch of people we have on the server here. Big shout out to EnVyUs and Vexed for waiting for the caster that after 2 maps had to go to the toilet once in the whole evening. And I just didn't want anyone to miss any action here. So I told the admin, can you please tell them that I'm AFK for a brief second? And yeah. So let's watch the 9th round together. I love 9th rounds. They're really entertaining. Now, I think that a lot of shoutcasters in the history of 1.6, including the big names like Red Eye and Joe Miller, they made fun of the 9th round, but it's a necessity. You could flip a coin, but then it's not as much fun. I think it's also playing a part in historical CS. You know, everyone started knifing 4 sides. It's just how you do it on a public server. Now that we have admins handling everything, you know, but back in the day you didn't necessarily have an admin that was an official and they could be trusted. So you had to find out who is going to pick the side, and it's just like on a playground when you're playing a pickup game, you know, or football, hockey, whatever. You have to find out who gets the first pick. So you come up with few strategies to do so. And in online games, you have to do it on the server. Otherwise, you can't prove that you are the rightful winner. So that's the history of the 9th round. Just for everyone that is interested in that. I couldn't come up with anyone that ever would ask something like that, but I still told you. Adio 45. No, I'm not. But we have the game live. So Vexed and EnVyUs going head to head like 2 old rhinos, like 2 old elephants. They want to lock their horns and they want to get and find out who's the winner. The CT is definitely not the winner right now. The terrorists were just pushing in there recklessly, getting in the middle of the map. And EnVyUs got themselves the 3 opening frags. Ferlin, though, was able to fight back. Together with Hyper, he tries to retake the bomb site now. They don't have a defuse kit with them. that could play a big role down the line. The bomb is ticking. 40 seconds. Remember, it's the new timings. So the CT still have enough time. But they won't have enough life, at least not Furlan. Apex with a headshot. Hyper's the last man standing. And I don't know if... Yeah, he knows where two of the terrorists are. Now he knows every single position. But if they are behind the wall and he runs out of bullets, what is he supposed to do? Can't do anything about it. Apex with a triple kill. EnVyUs make it 1-0. Hype & Company with a forced buy. No real rocket science behind that. No surprises. Envy on the other side. Surprisingly weak buy, by the way. They have plenty of money on Apex, who will probably drop an AWP down the line for Kenny. Or he has to invest that money to buy up again, because Rallen just put a bullet to his brains. Kenny S is down to 1 HP as well. He received 99 damage. And, well, he just gets himself out of there, while Happy gets himself into the action. Rallen with another frag. Onto Kenny, finishing that one. And Groby as well. Vex is just so reckless now. Good job by them. I like to see that. NBK and Keo. The two last ones standing. Oh, yes. The second one... I mean, the second one would have been harder for me to hit, but it was easier for Keo. At least it looked easier for him. Groovy is now alone, and he wants to save whatever he was able to gather here. The Scavenger with a map3, the 5.7, the Molotov, and the armor. So Vexed will have something to work with for the next round, but EnVyUs will get the round. They will have to invest a lot of money, though, in the first rifle round. No, it's not the first rifle. It's the second consecutive eco for Vexed. And it will play a role later on in this matchup. When Envy is running out of money, you know why. It's because the CTs did a good job in this round, making it expensive and giving themselves another chance to make it expensive again, with Groovy saving the armor and the 5.7 and a map3 for Rallen, who could be somebody to get some more money for his teammates and also for his own AWP, obviously. Now Groovy already going down without having much impact. The same goes for Hyper, though. Furlan is looking at a way at 50 Shades of Grey now, and that movie hasn't been pleasant, at least not for me. So you know what's going to end. Furlan going down to Happy in the end. EnVyUs make it 3-0. First rifle now, and Envy is sticking to their game plan of staying weak but strong at the same time. They have an MP7 and a map3 on Apex and NBK. And Apex gets the frag with that. That should have been forbidden. Oh, NBK almost kills his own teammate, and he shoots back. Now watch the terrorists turning on each other like cannibals. But it doesn't matter for the outcome of the round, because Kyo had them covered in the meantime in all that chaos. One had a cool head, and Repo is on his own. Yeah. Oh, yeah, second frag. It's like a roller coaster with the Repo spray. Yeah, he's on it. No, he's not on it anymore. Oh, yeah, he's on it again. No, he's on it not anymore. And in the end, he got the frag. But EnVyUs will get the round. And that's the EnVyUs we saw in the first map. 0, 1, 2, 3. If Rallen gets 4 frags now, that would be really, really interesting. Overall, Vex didn't get too many chances to put up resistance here. Only the first rifle round and the pistol. And they're almost one round in between. So you have to take that into consideration when you look at the scoreline. Just tuned in. See, EnVyUs is up 4-0. Oh, this match is over. I can turn off again. No, it's not like it works. That's not how it works. Vexed have a strong buy considering the save that they are on. They still afforded Deagles and P250s, and Ferlin will get that frag. Getting his hands on the AK as well. The terrorists on the other side make their way into the A-bomb site. Kenny will get the kill onto Repo. Ferlin might try to save that AK for the next round. Oh, Apex. Turn your head just for a second. You could have been alive still. Oh, cheeky frags by Vexed. How well they play that map. It's astonishing. Kia, though, will remove Rallen's AK again. Hyper wanted to do too much, though. The bomb is still not ticking too fast, so there was a chance of Vex getting back into the round if they hadn't gotten that one more frag. So another almost equal upset by the CTs. Kia was down to 22 HP as well. It was a close call again for EnVyUs. Double op setup for Rallen and Ferlin on the CT side. They tried to put a stop to the terrorist advances to the A-bombs, and Rallen is doing a good job of doing that, but he gets blinded and gets taken out. The next in line is Repo, who goes down without having them picked, and Groovy keeps the fighting chances for the CTs alive as well as he can. Apex and company will plant the bomb, but as I already mentioned, 40-second bomb timer. It's as if you would have an instant defuse kit in the old times. It doesn't help Vex to retake the bomb. They were caught in a crossfire, and Apex with a quad kill. So hard for the CTs to come back into the A-bomb site if the terrorists have it under control. If the terrorists are still in that area of the site, let's call it like that, the CTs can still get in there, and then they can use those two different angles into their own advantage. But if the terrorists are still in A main and at A long, it's almost impossible to retake without at least suffering a lot of losses. So look at Hyper on the map. He's a dot over here, but he's looking like a ghost in Pac-Man on the map. The same goes for Groovy. The terrorists will try to execute on A again, but Rallen puts a stop to that with a headshot onto Apex. And they might get another frag here. Repo shutting them down with the Deagle. The terrorists have captured B in the meantime. Ferlin has to break in there again to keep the terrorists from planting the bomb. Otherwise, a 7-0 is already a harsh scoreline. Ferlin gets that shot onto Happy. Oh, he spots another one. Q is tagged down. Rallen doesn't finish the job, though. He gets caught by Kyo again. He's doing a good job today. 48 HP remain for Kyo. Repo with the Deagle headshot, finally getting rid of him. But it wasn't enough in the end. It's NBK to finish it off. 7-0 in favor of EnVyUs. They are back on track. I don't know what happened on train, but they must have fell asleep a little bit. 11 and 10 for Apex and Kyo. They are the big factor for EnVyUs. If they weren't around, I could have seen, or I would have seen Vexed getting a lot more rounds, especially those close ones. And if they got those close rounds, they would have probably turned those ones into a few more, so we could have had a way closer scoreline. Let's see, Hyper. Oh, he spotted, but the reaction time was a little too slow. I think he just shot to let him know, I saw you. I don't think that that was an intentional pulling of the trigger anymore. But Hyper has a deep peek on B. He can warn his teammates ahead of time, So the Poles could be quick on a rotation in this one. Vexed knows that EnVyUs knows. Wow, that chicken. I would be so mad if I was Rallen. So EnVyUs knows that Vexed have a deep peek in B long, and they probably expect an A go, or a B fake in an A go. But the Frenchmen will stick to the B bomb site. They will still force their issue onto that side. Kenny S will pick off Hyper, and Happy still biding his time in drop zone. While MBK and company go to work on the CTs, it's a 3v2 now. Furlan and Repo still have to hold on to those positions, but Furlan gets killed by Happy. Great timing again. And Vex will call for the pause. I think it's a tactical pause. I don't see any issues on the ping, and I only see issues on the scoreline. Yep. It is tactical. Repo and company have to figure out how to hold EnVyUs off. Whatever the Frenchmen do, it's successful. 8 rounds in a row. They have used A, they have used B, they have used drop zone as well. They have used drop zone to A. Every single strategy was successful. So I'm a positive thinker. I think it gets hard for EnVyUs to pick a strategy out of the many strategies they had and say, let's go for this strategy. Because, you know, maybe I will pick the wrong one in this round. So, as an in-game leader, you have to make up your mind. You have to pick one of those strategies or tactics to call for your teammates and then possibly win a round. On the other side, Vexed didn't try all of the possibilities. I think they haven't tried a counter boost in drop zone. They had that aggressive play over here. They had double AWP setups. They also had a play over here. And it just didn't work. So you have to start hitting your shots. At one point, there is no more excuses anymore. Tactics and strategies are a part of CS, but the most important part is still hitting your opponent when you see him, and Vexed did a good job of doing that on train, but they weren't able to do so on cobblestone so far. So, at least that gave me a chance to sip some water. Repo and company want to sip some blood, some French blood. It is Furlan with the shot onto Apex, but all the hopes get scattered in the winds by EnVyUs. Rallen managed to get his hands on an AK that he dropped himself by killing one of the terrorists, but we try to save that. It's not going to be that big of a focus for EnVyUs to get rid of that AK. They know the CTs will most likely have a buy round anyway. So the AK is a bonus. Oh, the AWP on the other hand, that's a huge bonus. And that's given to Rallen. Envy is running away now. They expect Rallen to make his way through here, I think. Yeah.
Terrorists win.
Nobody there. Rallen stays alive, and that is a big feat for the CTs. He could drop if it was needed, which it isn't, but at least he will have all the nades. He will have head armor and armor. But will Vex get a single round on the board in this half? That's a bigger question for them at the moment. It doesn't look like it, but the double op setup is back again for the Poles. EnVyUs is using their default again. They know that it doesn't matter what they do. Everything was successful. So let's keep doing what we did at the start. And we will most likely end up with the same result. It's rinse and repeat for the Frenchman. While Vexed is on the edge. Hyper is aggressively put up to the platform. And Furlan is a support. He's safe for now, because there's no action on the terrorist side. Repo on the other side could run into some trouble. Oh, Kenny S is going to work with his AWP above the edge of the smoke. The very edge of the smoke. Picking off Repo. Making it so much harder for Vex to stay in the game mentally. Again, it's a round that we start off with a man at disadvantage. How are we even supposed to win a round? That's the thoughts that they might come up with. But Rallen is pulling it back again. He tells his teammates, come on guys, let's get going again. We have an AWP still, and it's in the Rallen hands. He's rallying his teammates as well as Furlan. The double AWP's finally going to work, but Apex is still alive and he's having his impact again. But not enough impact for Furlan, who picks up the double kill for Vexed and wins the round for the Poles. Finally, they are on the board. In the third map, I have to say, I didn't expect it to go to a third map in the first place. So that's an achievement already. But it's not enough to get to the LAN finals. You won't be invited to LAN finals just because you got a map against a well-known team. Against one of the top teams. Online. That's not going to happen. So, Vexed want to pull it back. They know the B bomb set is going to be under pressure. Hyper is burning and being sprayed at the same time. MBK gets another kill for free onto Furlan. Rallen and Repo in a 2v3. And Repo is in the back here. He should be able to know. Well, Furlan must have been calling it, but Happy still gets a frag from behind, helping MBK out of there. And MBK repays the favor to his teammate by spraying down Rallen through the door. So EnVyUs is back on track after letting one round slip. They stand excused from my point of view. The CTs on the other side, they won't stand excused for anything. No money anymore for the Poles. 5 AKs for EnVyUs. I imagine it's very hard to play Envy. Especially if you make them angry. It's like a lion that's asleep and you step on his toes. It might still be asleep at first, but when it fully wakes up, you will have a problem. Oh, Repo. What? What was that? A taunt? Or did he not find his weapon? I would love to see or hear what Repo said at that moment. It was probably something around the lines of the most famous Polish swear word. It's like a curve, but pronounced differently, you know. 11-1 now in favor of EnVyUs. They are pulling away with all their strength. Vex on the other side only have 4 Famises. And the Frenchman will boost Happy up there. So the Frenchmen expect all the different things a terrorist side can do on the map. But Vex can't even use those things anymore. They used them already. And when Apex ends up on your side and you still check the wrong corner, it's not a good sign for you and your team. Repo being unlucky, bad timing coming into play for Vex as well. Rallen is low on HP already. He was about to be pushed by Apex, who's still lurking on the A-bomb side. But the terrorists will reconsider as Apex gets the frag onto Groovy. Hyper will shut down MBK. Now it's Happy with the spray onto Hyper. It's a 2v2 after all. The CTs have a fighting chance here. Rallen comes from behind, and Furlan try to stop the plan from happening. Good nade will kill Kiyoshima. And now it's Happy. He has been spotted. He's up against 2 CTs with 30 seconds on the clock. Using the statue to guard himself. Oh, making it a 1v1 already with the headshot. But the second one is too strong. Furlan in an unexpected angle. He's looking for the AWP. Or did he just look for some equipment? I don't know. No, he was looking for the... I don't know. It's getting late for me as well. Furlan will buy an AWP instead of saving one. If he had the chance to save one, he would have done that. But it was too far out of his reach. And he couldn't afford to look for it longer. Because the time was running out on the bomb and he didn't have a defuse kit. Apex is running in there without any remorse. Goes down to Hyper already. Hyper with another frag. Okio having big trouble, but finally finishes the job that his teammates began. 3v4 nonetheless. The CTs are on a full rotation already. They are all on the side. And they will start spraying through the smoke, putting NBK on 5 HP. Kyu with a trade. Let's see if they can claw their way back. EnVyUs in a 2v3 now. Oh, Kyu with a good shot onto Rallen. Getting the hopes higher for the Frenchman to upset Vexed again. Well, maybe not upset them, but it would be upsetting for Vexed, that's for sure. They are about to get back on track. Maybe make it 11-4. The bomb goes down and now Happy and Kyu have a good crossfire. They focus on Kyu though, so good job by Vexed. Singling one target out. It's way easier to fight one with 2 players than it is to fight 2 against 2. Repo with the defuse, and Happy is holding on to that angle. Doesn't get the kill though, and Repo was not giving up on his teammate. He trusted Furlan to get the frag, and Vex is back on the board again. 2 rounds strung together by the CTs. I don't necessarily... Whoop. As I said, it's getting late. I don't necessarily think that it's enough. But if they want to have a fighting chance, 4 rounds is really the least amount that you want to have. Furlan is going aggressively. Hyper on the other side is a little bit too aggressive. Fails to jump, falls back into the flames, loses the majority of his HP. Has to retreat and go for the same approach again. Just trying to bait a few shots and see if there's anyone around. Groovy with a good headshot onto Happy. Making it a man advantage for Vex. And I don't think we have seen that many rounds. Vex really needs to get those early frags. Also on the terrorist side, they need to get some confidence back. Apex now up against Repo and Furlan at the same time. Furlan is now the last man around. He will be supported by Groovy. But the terrorists will hold their horses for now. They send Apex in there and he's having a ball here. It's just like a shooting gallery for Apex. He makes it look easy as well. It's definitely not. Vex is a strong team. Not as strong as Envy. At least not in the rankings. But Furlan shows us what they are capable of achieving if they get the chances to. Double headshot on the spray. Another one goes down to the AWP of Rallen and Kiyoshima in a 1v3. He picks off the first one. He's running out of time soon. And Rallen has the dangerous AWP. He will not miss that shot. Vexed will get the mandatory 4 rounds. But EnVyUs just need 5 on the board and they are through to the LAN finals. 19 kills by Furlan, Rallen on 13. The rest of the squad is yet to reach double figures. On the other side we have 19 and 16 for Apex and Kyo. Oh, is there somebody that I need to ban, by the way? I'm sorry. Doesn't matter. Let's focus on the pistol round. It's well underway already. And the first frag on the outskirts of A. I don't know what went wrong with Apex, but he just got triggered by something. He ran all the way out there. And that was an easy frag for the terrorists in the end. So Happy has to retaliate. He has to get some map control back for EnVyUs. He will get the headshot onto Hyper. And the next one is running out there. Kenny. Ferlin has him covered. Easy frags for Vexed. And the Poles know. There is most likely only one player left inside the A-bomb set. If anyone. It's Happy. Who is soon left alive on his own. Kyoshima is still with him, but he's on the other bomb side, clashing heads with Rylan. But Happy's clashing heads with the terrorist. He's picking up the first and the second, has to reload, but the angle is right. Repo on his own against Kyo now, as he made it a 1v1. The bomb will go down, but Kyo is already on the rotation. He's got a flash to work with. Now he's moving for the frag. He spotted Repo. They both know where each other is. And will they use each other's positions in their own advantage? Or they will use their own position in their own advantage. Repo steps out, gets the frag onto Kyo. Good job by him, clinching the important pistol round. But what a stand by Happy. He almost held them down on his own, just by using that small but very important position over here on the bomb spot. If you are behind that, you can win majors, as Freiburg already showed us. But that was the old cobblestone. I really hated that. And that was not fit for competition. I really think the tournaments have been really skewed when the old cobblestone was in there and the randomizer picked it every second time. I mean, that was ridiculous 1 year ago. No, even longer. Roughly 1 year ago. So who gets DDoSed? Hyper. Does Hyper get DDoSed? Oh, come on. Ah, Vex is ahead of the DDoSers. They have 2 internets. I would like to have 2 internets as well. No, you know what he means. They have 2 connections to the internet, 2 different IPs. You can easily switch around. For a German, it's quite easy. You just have to unplug your router, wait a few seconds, plug it in again, you will get a new IP. But some other countries, they have fixed IPs. It has its benefits, it also has its downfalls. And Denmark, for example, is one of those countries. They have fixed IPs. And some people go as far as DDoSing a whole quarter, you know, a whole, not a city, but come on. Wow, what is up today? I'm a little off today, I have to apologize. Let's say they DDoS a whole street, because the switch, they will DDoS the switch of, you know, the switch will distribute the internet to the different households, and then a hacker, somebody that is trying to be one, because DDoSing is really not hacking, he will bring that switch down, and then the whole street doesn't have internet anymore. I have a friend of mine that it happened to him. They DDoSed his own, not his street, but even more than his street. It was almost his city. He was living in a small city at that point, and somebody DDoSed the whole city, so to speak. The switch that this city was connected to. So, is eBot gone now? They want to continue. Yes, it works. I'm so glad. Look at that. It's always it's always funny to see how eBot sometimes fails. Yeah, eBot is broken. The players want to load the round that we were in. Round restored, going live. That looks positive to me. So it's 11-5 if I remember correctly. And Vex is about to mount that comeback. I hope they will get close to Envy to make them, you know, to make them show themselves how they work, what they are made of. I mean, Envy had bigger task ahead of them compared to Vexed. I don't want to take anything away from Vexed, by no means. I really like the guys. I've casted plenty of games, going all the way back to the very start of CS:GO with Hyper back then, and Rellin as well. Especially those two names, they have stuck in my head, as well as Repo. Ferlin and Groovy are fairly young, I believe so. Don't quote me on that one though. But yeah, EnVyUs sometimes, you know, as a favorite, when you are starting the game, you think, yes, let's stomp them. You stomp them on the first map. Everything looks like it's supposed to look. Suddenly they come back on the second map and they give you a huge fight, and you realize, well, if we go 1 against 1, you know, the 1v1 fights with both players know where each other is and they move out of their hiding spots and start spraying each other, the duels. If we start losing those duels, there's something wrong with us. And then they start doubting each other and themselves at the same time. And then the third map comes up. You win the first half, you stomp them again. And then you think, okay, boys, we were just a little off in that second map. Don't worry, we're gonna win this easily. But then your opponent starts coming back in the second half, and suddenly you realize, wait, guys, there is something wrong with us again. But you didn't necessarily know what's wrong in the second map, so how are you supposed to figure out what's wrong in the third one? That's when the struggle really begins. And that's when the favorites sometimes lose rounds where they shouldn't have lost, you know, a 4v2 or something like that, because they were thinking about those small things. Not actively thinking like, oh wait, why did we lose round X? But it's just stuck in the back of their heads, you know? It's like something that you did last week and you remember it, but you don't think about it that much. But it's still in the back of your head if there is something like an event happened that distracts you. Like, let's say, I don't know, you were really ill last week and you have to play a big tournament. It might still be influential to that tournament. So I hope that we will get this round restored, because if you have ever tuned in to me, you know that I rarely run out of things to say. I always come up with something random to talk about. But I'm running out of things sometime soon. But in the meantime, you can follow me on Twitter. Got another thing to talk about. And my voice is slowly but surely going down the drain here. Sound like a 80-year-old chain smoker. I'm sorry for my voice being that rough, but I've been to DreamHack. I just told the story a few rounds back. And I had to shout to promote a game. I wasn't casting CSGO. I was casting DreamHack as well. the CS:GO tournament, but only the first two maps that were played consecutively. It was Navi against SK and Astralis against Digital, or the other way around. And you can see the teams are still having fun with each other. So the admin is looking for the file to restore the round. eBot has little files that it writes everything in. You know, player X has this and that much money. He had this and that weapon. And you can use that file to restore a certain round in the game. So if something really stupid happened, like this one, or some other things, then you would be able to restore, and then you can start the game again, so to speak, because the game is stopped in terms of eBot. And the players are trying to help the admin find the file. Okay, now it gets confusing. It's a theory of restoring eBot without being able to restore it. NBK and Kenny are suggesting that they play the round and they can kill each other and then they start the side manually, in the same order that it happened. Who remembers stuff like that? I mean, I was a player for a long, long time, but I didn't know who killed whom first. Okay, I hope they have figured out that. That's definitely rocket science. Okay. Okay, I'm so confused now. I would love to let you know what's happening. I think, yeah. Okay, so now we are about to go live again. But they are on the wrong sides. So they have to manually switch sides now, or what? Yeah. Riska Posten. Scoreboard. Ah, yes! That's a good idea! The log! Yes, yes, yes. I understand now. I thought you were just suggesting we look at the scoreboard and look at the stage that the scoreboard is in now, but it will probably be really confusing because the scoreboard is probably confused as well. Okay, so I expect a small break here. Oh, Kenny is so impatient. He wants to get this game back again. Oh, Block Meow. He means the log. You know, the HLTV scoreboard also logs every single frag, like blah 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 killed blah 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 with weapon blah blah blah. The score is blah 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 now. Blah 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 has planted a bomb and, you know, stuff like that. But that's what they would like to do.
Counter-terrorists win.
Even though I'm still not entirely sure what Kenya suggests. He says restart, play the pistol again, give them these kills and take ours. Oh, because it was just after the pause. Yeah, it was just after the halftime. I mean, it was the first half of the second half. What? The first round of the second half. I'm going insane here, trying to understand all the stuff that gets thrown at me. Okay, the admin having trouble with the server now. It doesn't respond at all. And Rallen has deep server knowledge. He knows his stuff. He suggests the admin opens the file that is currently corrupted. The server can't read the file that eBot uses to restore. But he suggests the admin opens the file, then reads what is in the file and types it into the console of the server. So the server then knows what happened again. But the solution of Kenny would work as well. It was just the first round of the second half was played, and Happy came up with a tremendous effort in the A-bomb site, but the terrorists still won the round, and they could just replay that round, that one round, and then start, you know, it would be 1-0, but we know the halftime score, so it should still be possible. Kenny really wants to have his solution being picked. Yes, Mitosh, that is what I'm scared about. That this could take ages. But I like you guys, so what are we going to do about this? I can't host the giveaway on Azubu because reasons. I could play music, but that would not really be entertaining. I could keep reading the chat, but that's not really entertaining either. I could strip, but then you couldn't see the game anymore, and possibly I would be banned because of, you know, awesomeness. So I'm running out of options here. Please make some solutions of how we are going to spend the time. Ah, I think they finally figured it out. Oh, Apex, why did you kill him? He's asking the really important questions now. The players are talking about who killed whom in the pistol, so they can replay the pistol, so to speak. And Apex is asking, why did you kill him? Not who killed whom, but why. And those are the questions that matter the most. Excision, I don't wear pants when I cast, by the way, so this is already out of the question. I'm scrolled down all the way already. The only thing that I could do is... Yes, Quelbed. That's what I was talking about earlier. Oh, I've got a great idea for you. Wait a whoop! I just unplugged my headphones. That wasn't the idea I had. So, Oh no, we are getting back. Are we? Oh my god, they are replaying this round. Okay, I'm gonna cast this. Let's get ready. Should I cast in German? Nee, ich glaub nicht. Look at them. Look at them. It's just so awesome. They are talking about who is going to kill whom at the same time. Now, look at Rallen. Oh, why doesn't he kill Keo? Keo is running away. Rallen with the knife out. He doesn't pick the frag. He doesn't even kill NBK either. Oh my god. Vex is going to win the round. Or are they? Happy is going big. Look at Happy. He's going in completely insane. He's got a double kill already. Repo and Groovy. And they're playing together. Groovy's just waiting on the bomb side. Happy's approaching him. He's so close. He gets that shot. Oh my god, what is happening? Keo and Happy together against Repo. Will he win the round? I don't know. I can't tell you guys. He's got a bomb available. Will he plant? They don't see him. They are not flashed, but they have the knives out. Keo is getting, but he's missing all the knives. Repo's letting the bomb tick. Oh, he gets that shot onto Happy. And now he's firing away onto Keo. Oh my god, I'm spitting all over my table, but he gets the kill. Vexed will win the round. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been an amazing round. I hope your ears are still attached to your heads, and I hope your minds have not been blown. But I definitely lost around 400 viewers during that pistol round. Oh my god. So, I think you're back. Did you even understand me? That's a huge question for me. Big shout out to Mr. Kleiny being a regular. Let's focus on the game again because we are back at it. Scorelines, they have been changed. Checking I am. Give me a second. It was 11-4 in favor of EnVyUs. I will put it in the overlay in a second, but let's watch this first. Because Envy is on the CT side on Cobblestone. It's a third map. They just need 5 more rounds to win this game. 5v4. Kenny, yes, will pick up that headshot. And they're moving forward into the site already. Hyper taking deep control of A. He intercepts the CTs on the way. Loses a lot of HP though. Has to watch out to not go down. Oh, that second one goes his way. Kenny, yes, with the UMP now clawing his way back into the round. The two terrorists are quite low on HP with 7 and 2 HP. Oh, but he's running away and he will run into the terrorist, reloading his gun. Rallen has him covered. It's 11-6 now. I will put the halftime score somewhere in between. So it's 11-4 halftime. Is that logical, what I did just now? I don't know. Thanks, guys. Jackalilla, I was thinking about it. I was thinking about slipping in a kidding me, but you know, I'm an original. I might look like somebody very famous, but I'm not trying to yeah, I'm not trying to be just another guy, you know, that sounds like another one, or you know, I think you get the idea. I don't want to impersonate. That's the word I didn't come up with. So love you guys over there. Add a plus? I'm confused. EnVyUs is confused as well because the terrorists are pushing everywhere. And they did it for the previous 2 rounds. Now Rallen is in the balcony. Like a princess looking down there. Hello guys. You're dead now. Kenny and Keo will run for their lives. and run for some guns as well. They picked up one max 10.
Bomb has been planted.
Oh, nice catch by Keo. Silently picking up the... It's not an Uzi. I've been corrected. It's a Mac 10. There is no G name for it. But he will most likely be spotted by Furlan. Oh, Furlan missing that shot. But makes up for it with a headshot. Kenny is trying to pick off somebody with a 5-7. Yeah, you just have to add the numbers. Oh, now I know what you mean with the add a plus. Well, that's not gonna work out, though. I'm sorry. I almost closed my streaming program because of that. That would have been the biggest fail. No, it's 11-6. Thanks for keeping us updated there. Chat, I love you guys. You've been amazing throughout the whole day, throughout the whole event. I gotta give you guys a big shout out. You are the guys, the men. Possibly even women. Let's see if Vex can be the team to break EnVyUs, who are up 11-6. But they are running out of time. If the terrorists win this round, the CTs would be on another save, and it would really go down the wire. It's the first rifle in this half time, and it's gonna tell us some part of the story on cobblestone. The CT spread out quite far. 2 players at A, 2 at B, 1 in connector, and Kenny S is the guy in A, shutting down Reaper already on his advances to the A bomb site. The terrorists are still focused on A. The CTs go for a slight rotation over there. They know that the majority of the terrorists have gathered around, but look at that misrotation by Happy and also by NBK going for B now. Kenny S is there to pick off Furlan, though. It's a 2v5 now. EnVyUs gaining ground again. Ruby is alone. He's getting peeked by 2 players, and Kenny S with a triple kill. EnVyUs make it 12-6 now. 6 rounds difference. And 6 rounds difference, and only 4 more rounds to win for EnVyUs. Vexed really need this win. Looking good so far. The first frag already fell in favor of Vexed. The Poles are running for the statue to plant it. Almost shooting each other. They are happy with the refrag. Apex still in the back of the site. Oh, they line up for him. He only gets 1 of them, but Happy's in the smoke. He's lurking. What a chaotic game that is. Not only the pause, but the whole game. A 1v1 now. Rallen with 1 HP. Can he clutch it against Happy? Happy with a USP now. The smoke is out. Oh, he's going to be drawn by Rallen, who wins it with 99 damage that he received and still stayed alive for Vexed to come back into this game. Rallen with a tremendous effort against 2 players. He was down to 2. He ate a nade, but he decided to not die and stayed in the round with 1 HP. NBK seems to be upset about that. He knows how important that round was. It forces the CTs to force it up, but they would have loved to buy up. Yazin, love you too, boy. 5-7s. C's at 75 for Apex. The terrorists are taking it slow. They are scared to death. I mean, I don't really think that Rallen took that spray serious, because he was starting to wave his mouse quite madly. Again, only 67 bullets left. Would be cool to see Rallen clutch around with only 1 bullet left. And 1 HP. But EnVyUs should probably, or should not be too challenging for Vexed. The Poles took their time to capture the B-bomb site. Now they will thoroughly clean it up. Hyper with the frag as well as Repo in drop zone. The Terrorists will pins in on the CTs. Apex is the only one to pick up a frag. Oh, Happy and Apex. Suddenly it's a 2v2 again. What is going on? A 2v1. It's Rallen against two CTs again. How much pressure can one human being take? Not enough, it seems like. Envy will mop it up and make it 13 to 8. 13 to 8 in favor of Envy. With a 2v5, so to speak. Apex and Happy with 2 and 3 frags. And Rallen must be fuming. Being left alone in a situation like that by your teammates. Surrounded on top of that. Really a bad situation that he found himself in. Repo with the deagle. But he can't see anyone yet. Same goes for Furlan. And Rallen is fearless now. He's mad. He wants to get kills. Nobody goes down to him though. It's Hyper and Furlan. A 5v2. They don't seem to be able to pull it off though. Furlan is alone. 1 minute 16 on the clock. Still plenty of time for him to fool around with the CTs. Happy is the first target in line. There he goes. Well, if he gets a few more shots like that, I could see the round go the way of Vexed. Ah, not taking his time though. When the deal gets out of control, and I've never held one of those original deagles, you know, 50 caliber bullets out of a pistol. That's like a cannon. And if it gets fired, it has such a big blowback, such a huge kickback. In real life, if you fire those 7 shots as quickly as you can in CSGO, you would be all over the place. You should be glad that the bullets are still not accurate, but you know, as accurate as it gets in CSGO. Let's not talk about the accuracy of real-life guns. It's a game in here, and we have Apex running through the smoke, spraying in there, getting rid of Rallen, who for a few rounds has been the first kill now. The Terrorists snuck their way into A. Look at Furlan. He's in the staples already. Apex checking that, but headshot for Furlan. Another one comes his way, but Kenny is the one to prevail on that duel. The Terrorists will make their way through the B bomb side though. The bomb is with Hyper. They still have Repo in the A bomb side, so they have to use him to distract the CTs as well as possible. But Hyper exposes himself at first. He didn't show the bomb though. The CTs might still think it's a fake, but they won't. They have a 3-man stack on the B bomb side now. The Terrorists have a huge task here against 3 CTs. Planting the bomb alone is already almost impossible. And now you know why. Happy has a scope pinned down on the bomb side. Hyper with refrag. Now Repo has to step it up. He is there with his teammate. They have a smoke. They have 28 seconds. Oh, but both of them get sprayed down by NBK from the drop zone. It is 15 to 8 in favor of EnVyUs. For everyone that just tuned in, we had a lengthy pause. Ebot completely broke down. He couldn't hold the pressure anymore. And we had to replay the whole pistol round to get the game back underway. So the halftime score was 11 to 4 in favor of EnVyUs. And it's Vexed with their backs against the wall. Groovy didn't check that crucial corner. How can they still not check that corner? I don't know. 3v3 now. All still in play for Happy. The bomb goes down. Magic bomb plant in the smoke. CTs are all over the place already. Oh, another frag by Hyper. Great stuff by him. Repo is around this statue. He couldn't pick his target. A huge miss by Repo. Was a little bit too confused by both CTs showing up on the screen. Kenny S with a kill onto Furlan. It's a 1v2 now. Hyper, the last hopes for Vex. The last hopes to qualify for the land finals. He picks off one. The bomb is ticking faster and faster. Kenny S does have a defuse kit, but he shies away from the challenge. The bomb will blow up, and Hyper will sacrifice his own life for the greater good of winning a round for his team and avoid going down already. 15-9. Vexed is still in the game. Kenny is the only one with equipment and a gun for the CTs. Well, they have armor on MBK and Happy, but only name for each player. Terrorists will take their time now. It is not necessarily the worst thing to do, but when they make their go, they make sure they want to stick together. And if possible, find out where Kenny S is. I don't know, he shot a few bullets already, that's more than obvious. So they know that he's at A and they will focus on B. That's a dangerous thing to do now. Kenny is on the rotation as well. He brings the AK, the big gun, to the scene. Gralin is running out of HP on that spray. Groovy tries to help him out with his own AK, but he doesn't get a frag either. And the CTs, you can see it on the X-ray. They're all around the bomb site. 3v5 now. Gets turned into a 2v5, a 2v4, a 1v4, and it's over. Groovy with a good double kill on the spray. 6-4 in this half. And overall, it's 15-10. And now everyone starts trolling with the scoreline. I appreciate the efforts. But please, keep it cool for the viewers that just tuned in and they didn't experience the pissed around mess. So please, update them on the score that we see on the screen and not on the score in the scoreboard. I would appreciate it a lot. Hybrid Company will take their time again, but it's a full buy for Envy in this round. Opt for Kenny. They go for their default already, or again, I should say. Envy really likes to have Kenny aiming down there, Apex focused on that area, and the rest is on the B bomb site. Just everyone holds his own angle. No tremendous crossfire setups, no big boosts or anything coming out of EnVyUs at the moment. They have the rounds to work with still. They don't have to worry too much. Yet. If they lose this round, the worrying can start, in my opinion. They went for some information on A long, but nobody was spotted there. Furlan and Repo stayed hidden when Kenny and Apex went for those peaks. But Vex kind of tricked themselves. The CTs went for the rotation because they didn't see anyone on A. And now it's going to be a huge clash. The terrorists are moving in there. Groovy's the first one to take point. And they are going for the A split. The bomb is still in the window. They don't want to drop the bomb, but Happy gets the kill. Now Groovy almost shoots his own teammate. They're completely confused. A 3v3 now. Thanks to Hyper's refrag. NBK and Kenny with the AWP. Taking it down, making it a 3v2 again. Repo and Furlan fight for the bomb. 5 seconds on the clock. They need to pick up the frags, but EnVyUs is going to win the game with 1 second on the clock. Happy still picks up the frag, but that doesn't matter. It's 16 to 10 in favor of EnVyUs. What a great game by both teams. I really couldn't have hoped for anything better, and I promised you a treat I couldn't come up with, but tune in next time when I'm alive. I hope I will stay alive. Tune in next time when I'm going live. That's what I wanted to say, because I will have something special for you guys on the camera. I hope you will be surprised by that. Other than that, follow me on Twitter. This has been an amazing evening. I am completely out of breath. My voice feels like I swallowed some sand or something like that, so I probably listen or sound horrible as well. Wow, what a game. Thank you for tuning in. We will be back with the next qualifying games. I will keep you posted on my Twitter account, so make sure to follow it, because that information is really crucial to your life. Thanks, guys. We will see each other next time.